How's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. In today's topic, I want to discuss with you what is a rollover IRA and how to utilize a rollover IRA to your advantage. Now, here's typically the situation: is an individual would work for a company, might be a private employer that is going to offer you a 401k, might be a governmental employer where it might offer you like a thrift savings plan, or you might work for like a public sector where it offer you a 403b. And essentially what happens is this individual works for this company and they start contributing retirement dollars into this specific plan. So when you're placing money in there, kind of think of that plan as a bucket. So we're just going to take that 401k example. The amount of dollars that you place in there, and however well that rate of return comes back, whether it gains or whether it loses, would determine how large or small your retirement bucket is at the end of the day, at the end of the year. So what happens is individuals work for a company, and then they end up switching jobs, or they end up getting closer to retirement, and they want to know, okay, rather than leaving my money in that company retirement plan, what do I do? What are their ways on how I could properly roll it over, making sure that that rollover correlates specifically to my retirement goals or my retirement income goals? And that's where an IRA works very well. This stands for Individual Retirement Account, allowing more flexibility, more options that you could control. So if growth is going to be your main priority, if you said, okay, I want to utilize this 401k money, I don't need any retirement income, I want to really have some good mutual funds related there, or throw it in the stock market, whatever that is, you have some IRA accounts that work really well towards growth. Other accounts work really well towards income and preservation and safe growth. And those are the ones that we really specialize in. One of the things with my company is we try to really capture the safe income planning aspects of individuals' retirement portfolios. And we utilize that in a couple different ways. One option is the IRA type contracts that you could roll it over with IRAs, specifically with insurance companies that could offer you some sort of contractual guarantee that would correlate specifically to your goal, to your, whether that's your safe consistent growth goal or whether that's your retirement income goal, whatever the case may be. How exactly can we leverage this IRA contract successfully, making sure that you're receiving pure benefit at the end of the day. Now, how exactly can somebody have access to a rollover? And understand something. There's a large misconception is if you're still working at an employer and you're under the age of 59 and a half, most likely you cannot just take that money and just roll it over into a IRA contract. You're either going to have to sever employment with that specific agency or with that specific employer, and then after you sever employment, then they'll allow you the access to roll over these monies. Sometimes when you have groups change, or companies get purchased over, sometimes you have individuals that had access to that 401k and they would give you access to roll over those funds. I always like to have control. Whenever I'm giving recommendations or whenever I have my own personal money, I like always having control of the situation. So that's why I highly recommend these IRA contracts, these individual retirement account contracts. Making sure that you could utilize it with the most flexibility. The problem is with like a 401k account or like a 403b account or a TSP account is there's limited funding options in there. You might have 5, you might have to 15 different funds, as opposed to when you do the rollover, with any financial institution, you might have upwards of 100 to 300 different options to choose from. So it just has more flexibility in there. You have more eggs in your basket to play with. One of the good things about when you keep your money in a 401k account is, an employer match. Obviously, an IRA, you're not going to be matching it to yourself, so therefore an IRA is not going to really suffice for that specific goal. But if you've already accumulated assets, rather than leave it in that 401k account and not understand how to pull out money from that account, you could take that money, you could roll it over into an IRA contract. One of the things that we specialize on is, think of it kind of like that 401k with a bucket. You roll over into an IRA, so kind of think of it same bucket, And then we have specific contractual guarantees. So kind of think of a bucket with a little lid over it. Guarantees that could give you that safe, consistent growth, meaning that anytime that the market goes up, typically on an annual basis, anytime the market goes up, they're going to see exactly what that specific gain was, and you're going to be able to capture, an upward market movement, and that's going to. So essentially, they're going to open up your lid on your bucket, pour the gains inside, and now your bucket's going to be bigger, and they're going to close that lid. The next year, if the market crashes, well then your lid's still closed, and you're going to gain 0%. So it allows you to have that safe consistency. Maybe you'll gain 5% one year, 7% the next year. Then all of a sudden the market crashes, then you'll gain 0%. Market crashes again, you'll gain 0%. Market goes up again, maybe you gain 8%. Whatever that is, you want to make sure that you could have that safe consistency, and you're eliminating the different negatives that could severely impact retirement accounts, severely impact 401k accounts. Now, when you leave your money in a 401k and you have like an individual that they say, okay, listen, I'm looking to retire. I just kind of have my money sitting in a 401k account. Well, with those 401k accounts, you're paying different types of mutual fund related fees in there. Okay. On top of it, if you have an advisor that's monitoring that 401k account, typically an advisor charges you a wrap fee for that. So the mutual fund related fee might be upwards around 1%. Wrap fee might be around 1%. You're subject to downward market loss, just like individuals came into contact with in 2008. Downward market loss. The average portfolio in 2008 lost 57%. Let's just say that your portfolio, you're so close to that retirement finish line, and your portfolio loses 10%. Well, you didn't just lose 10%, you lost 10%, and you lost that advisor fee, and you lost that mutual fund related fee. Now, if you're trying to pull out income from that account, and you're not really sure how much income to pull out, and let's say you just choose 5%, well, if you had a bucket of $1 million in a 401k account, and you took out 5%, which is $50,000, you would have taken out $50,000, you would have lost 10, 5, 16, 17. You would have lost $170,000 in your portfolio that 1 year. So you have to really make sure that you're mindful that there are solutions for you. There are specific strategies on how you could accomplish your specific income goal. What do I mean by that? Well, if we have an individual that says, okay, listen, I'm 60 years old. I have access to an old 401k account, or I have access to an old IRA account, or cash accounts, whatever that is. Or 403b account, something that we could roll over specifically into an IRA contract, and we understand that the employer will gain us access to roll that over. You might say, well, listen, I don't want to retire right now, but maybe I want to retire at age 62. When I retire, I want to make sure that I'm receiving $40,000 per year in retirement, contractually guaranteed to me, that it's extremely safe. Rather than play that guessing game and say, okay, listen, I have $500,000 that's sitting in an account, rather than play that guessing game and say, okay, maybe I'll just pull out $40,000 per year. Well, if you get hit with those mutual fund related fees, you get hit with an advisor fee, you get hit with a downward market loss that 1 year, and you're pulling out that $40,000, this is what that reverse dollar cost averaging effect takes place, and it could reduce your account down to $0. When your account hits $0 and it's either in a 401k or it's in an IRA that's not set up the correct way, you have no more money left. Then your only solution, if you weren't offered a pension plan through work, your only other solution might be Social Security income, depending upon how much that is. Or you might have to sell your house. And the thing is, it's not the retirement that individuals like to see. They like to see that confidence. They want to spend their money with confidence in retirement. They want to make sure that they're set up, that they can play with their grandchildren, whatever that is. So in this type of situation, if they have $500,000, one of the things that we do in-house is we set up something known as an RPS. And we deemed it in-house as the Retire Sharp Planning System. And what happens is we go through multiple different options, different IRA contract options, making sure that it goes specifically with your goals. When you originally call in, and please at any time, call the 1-800 number. It's 1-800-566-1002. You would either be speaking with myself or you'd be speaking with another retirement income specialist. And we're going to ask you a slew of questions. We're going to see, okay, what are kind of your goals? What exactly do you want to see accomplished? And really get your brain thinking on, okay, what do you really see as your ideal retirement? From there, what you're currently doing. Is what you're currently doing going to accomplish those goals? There's many times that it is. There's many times that individuals that aren't even sure of what they're doing, whether or not that might be the correct strategy. There's a lot of times that could be the correct strategy, or are you completely going into too much risk and it's not going to correlate specifically with your goals? So part of our planning process with the retirement planning system, a Retire Sharp planning system, what we do is we go through all the different carriers in your specific area. Depending upon the dollar amount in that example, if it was $500,000 and your goal was $40,000, we try to match up. If you have over 300 contracts in your specific area, and then we have specific strategies that are proprietary strategies, making sure that we can maximize that lifetime income out as best as possible and leverage these contracts in the best possible way, and make sure that you're utilizing the top insurance company for your specific age, making sure that's correlating specifically to your goals. How much is the smallest amount of dollars out of that $500,000 that could produce that $40,000 result? Maybe that might come out to $350,000, and that would produce that $40,000 of income, while you're having that safety, that consistency, that safe growth on your account. When that happens, now what did we just do? We just uncovered $150,000 that you could now have an extra liquid cash. You could leave it. You could throw it in the stock market. You could kind of play that gamble and say, okay, anytime that my return does really well, then I'll take a vacation that year. But the thing is, we're at least making sure that your set retirement income is coming to you properly, and you're not in panic mode. And even if your account value, the thing that's really good with some of these IRA contracts through these insurance companies is, let's say if we figured out that you're taking out $40,000 of income and your account value hits $0, well, the company's still on the hook to pay you that contractual guarantee. So it's some really, really neat strategies. And definitely give us a call, 1-800-566-1002. Hopefully we can help you out. There are some times that we do tell individuals, listen, it might not be a fit. We like to go on a very safe, consistent basis. What you're doing is just perfect. But then again, there are a lot of those individuals that call us up that really do need the help, and they really want to see how to leverage the smallest amount of dollars possible to get that most optimal result. And that's where the Retire Sharp planning system really works out very well. We are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had good reviews. We've never had any complaints. And I know if you give us a call, that you would definitely find value in in myself, in my company, and my other advisors, and and please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you have access to the most updated videos, and try to learn with all this free education that I try to provide to you guys on a weekly basis. Thank you so much. Take care.